Mark, just talk us through some of the breach discovery methods.
It's really interesting. 86% of the time when there's a data breach, the victim doesn't discover the fact they've been breached themselves. A third party needs to inform them. Either there's some type of fraud analysis done, or law enforcement contacts the victim, or even worse, a customer contacts the victim and says, look, I believe my data's been stolen, and the only place where this data is with your organisation. Mm-hmm. What's going on? That's not a good way to advertise your business. 6% of the time when there's a data breach, the victim organisation, the IT department, works it out for themselves, which is good. So 5% of the time, an internal party within inside the organisation that is not meant to be looking for signs of a data breach or even monitoring systems discovers a data breach, and they alert the company.
And that can be something like a director in a meeting on a bid suddenly finds out that a co-bidder has got their information.
Yeah. Or Jan in accounts sees that her system's running slowly, or notices something unusual with computer system behaviour. I've actually had a data breach situation where I've been an investigator, and I actually started talking to someone in the lunchroom, and they described the entire data breach to me. They just wanted someone to talk to.
Yep.
And I just happened to be the right place at the right time and the right ear, and she told me the whole story about the data breach, and I basically solved the case over lunch one day.
Well, in a way, it just shows you how vulnerable social engineering still is. The old common denominators still play a big part in our networks.
Absolutely, but I think at the same time, if you think about most organisations, they have an internal passive discovery method of 5%. If you think about that, if you really tried and you increase that with some security awareness campaign, you can make 5, 10 or 20%,
yep.
which is very low cost type of operation to run, but you could get a very high yield. And the sooner you can stop a data breach from happening, the sooner you stop the bleeding inside the organisation.
And in addition to normal consumer and user awareness, what are the major learning outcomes from this type of report that organisations can implement?
It's really about the simple things in security being done everywhere. The major recommendation we always make is to look at doing the security basics everywhere all the time. And we call it, at Verizon, we call it security essentials. We have a set of essential practices, which is really what we believe every organisation should do. Purely is survival these days in business. If you have sensitive data in your business, and let's face it, who doesn't these days, you need to be able to protect that information from being stolen or altered.
Well, Mark, well done to Verizon for initiating or being part of this major report. As you say, it's an amalgamation of data over the last 6 years, and it's a very important report to get out there, so thank you for coming on the show.